So we today are reviewing a game, and you already know how my game reviews work. I talk about games only when either they're really good and I assume you might not have heard of them, or they're so unfathomably bad I need to talk about them. Or they're interesting or what have you. This is a recommend. This is Witchfire. Wow, and I just moved to pause the video. Normally, or pause the recording. Normally, I would do game reviews in the way I would make a normal video. But I want to see what happens when we don't do that. We just play a game and talk about it for a little while. You already got what you need. It's recommended. If you like shooters, you like extraction shooters, this is a single player type of game, and I'm not super familiar with extraction shooters. Soulsy, RPG-ish, and actually in a pretty good way. This is a difficult game, but the reason I like Dark Souls 1 over Dark Souls 2 is Dark Souls 1's difficulty, it needed to be a certain level of difficult to make everything work. Which is why Dark Souls 1, once you know the game, it's really not that bad. Versus Dark Souls 2, which is just fucking you at all times. Because they, again, took the wrong lessons. This game is difficult in the Dark Souls 1 way. At least to me, so far. The challenge needs to be stiff for things to work correctly. And once you figure out how things work, works pretty well. So let's go through the Hermitorium. This is your Firelink shrine sort of area. Let's see. Weapon testing back here. I was sitting here for a while when I decided to do the review. One of the nice things about the guns, I mean, firstly, the sound design on all the guns is awesome, which you'll see. But all the guns have mini games attached to them, which sounds hacky, but some of the mini games are fun. Well, all the mini games are, I mean, they're all interesting. Every gun is like you're playing a different little puzzle to beat everything else. But you can also just use them as guns. Now, and they're really cool too. Duelist is probably my favorite. I've only known this gun for about 5 minutes, but I'm obsessed with it. Let's see. So for the Duelist, its minigame, and every gun and its minigame, you unlock them in stages and get additional effects as you unlock them more. So the Duelist, you shoot someone, or you get a kill, and then your barrel lights up. You shoot somebody, time slows down, and then you hear a click, and the moment you hear the click, you gotta get a critical hit, and then your gun gets like a 3% damage boost for a little while. So let's see. And you get that extra damage there. But you see, one of the things I like is the audio design. I don't know how well you can hear that. I've got it turned up just enough so you should be able to hear it. For everything in this game, there's an audio cue and a visual cue, which is sick. Everything in this game feels really good. It just kind of bullies your asshole sometimes, and that's why I mainly grind in the starting area and occasionally venture out into the further areas, even though I don't stay in them very long. I really don't like losing in anything. So this is incense. You can gather shit in the world and use the incense for little bonuses in each expedition. I still don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know what that is. This is the Trader. I feel like a kid doing a show and tell thing. This is fucked up. Anyway, so you don't get him initially. The way this game works is you have two leveling systems. One, you have your normal levels, which is called Ascension. That's like your soul level in Dark Souls. But then you also have a thing called Gnosis. And I should mention, this game is modeled around Christian stuff, which I thought that was going to annoy me at first, and it ended up not annoying me as much because it's mostly just painting. It's like Trench Crusade, although maybe Trench Crusade is a little more Christian-y. I don't know. It's got the Christian esotericism aesthetic. It hates witches. It hates me, probably. But it has the Blessed Navy, and that makes everything alright. Gnosis you unlock levels of as you achieve special accomplishments, little hidden challenges, and you have to trigger it manually. And when you do, the world gets more difficult, but you also get more shit. So I'm at Gnosis 2. I think there's only Gnosis 4 for right now, but this game's still in early access. That's how you unlock the Trader. Let's see. Let's go in for some stats. Let's level up. So Flesh, that's your health and your melee. Blood is your stamina, and we'll talk about that. Mind, I don't put any effort in Mind. I don't level it at all. This is a shooting game. Witchery, which is your magic, which I'm leveling up right now. Let's see, Arsenal, that makes your guns work better. Not more damage, but makes your guns have better utility, handle better, ammo reserves, that sort of thing. And then Faith, I have no faith whatsoever. This is neat stuff, as in randomly no damage. And then the Iron Cross, that's pretty cool. It reminds me of having the one crit rune in 2017 League. And it's funny because the streaming setup we're using right now is the 2018 streaming setup. This shit is funny. Anyway, we're leveling Witchery because I want a well-rounded character. Also, the way... It's not just a shooting game. You can punch in, you can do magic. Now, they do have to recharge. Your strong melee has to recharge. Your punching melee is pretty much useless. You recharge them by doing damage, by killing things. Your melee, high damage melee when it's charged, and some weapons like the... Where are you, little bastard? Psychopomp here. If you kill someone with your charged melee, it reloads half the magazine, which is cool. Everything interacts with everything else usually. You have a light spell that recharges... Well, it's supposed to recharge relatively quickly, but if you don't have points in Witchery, and even if you do, it'll still take a little while. And then you have your heavy spell, like the Heavy Bell. Let's see here. So that stuns people, and then you run around and shoot people, and then it charges up. You shoot it again, stuns again, and it's pretty cool. You see what I'm saying? It's mini-games within mini-games. Alright, let's see. Now, your progression... Let's see here. So this is your research area. With each level of Gnosis, you, even though the game gets harder, you get more things you can study or unlock. So this is how you get usually how you get new weapons. There are some weapons and relics and rings and whatnot hidden in the world. Spells too. But a lot of them you'll be researching. Oh yeah, and demonic weapons, these are like your power weapons. Frostbite. Whispa. Alright, let's see. Now, your enhancing gear area, this is what we were talking about with the... As you complete challenges on your guns, this is where you unlock them and upgrade them to get more mini-games or more effects. Now, after the first one, you have to start paying for them, and you don't get the ability to pay for more until you're at Gnosis 2. Though, when you first start out, I think they give you at least one of these upgrade materials to get to level 2. So I would recommend saving that if you intend to stay on a lower Gnosis level for a while. Because you won't have a way... Oh no, you will actually. In the second area, you can sometimes get people to drop these materials, I think, on lower Gnosis levels. But that's still a drop, it's inconsistent. So save your first upgrade and use it carefully. Oh yeah, your starting class. It doesn't really do anything. It's a lot like Dark Souls, other than decide your starting equipment and beginner stats. I started with Butcher, so I got Midas, which is a new player friendly weapon, but it kind of stinks. People say Saint is the best because you get a demonic weapon from the start, and I think you get both of your main slots filled up too. It doesn't really matter, but Saint seems like a good one. Let's see. Gear, your loadout and shit. Relic, these are additional effects, and the only thing I don't like about this game is how long it takes to unlock things. I wish you had a wider selection of things to use from much earlier in the game. Because it seems like you won't have your full kit or your entire selection until the very end, and that's annoying. I can see people getting burned out on this. Let's see. Your rosary, another thing, additional effects. Each time you level up your Gnosis, you get another rosary bead slot. You have to, have the correct stats to use them, but build variety, the game feels kind of bad. Well, no. The guns feel really good at first, but you wonder whether or not cool guns alone will carry the game, and it wouldn't if that were the case. But in fact, hold on, I just zoned out. I feel like I'm having early onset dementia lately. What was I talking about? Oh, right, the minigames. The more stuff you unlock, the more rosary beads, the more rituals, what have you. The higher your Gnosis level, the more shit you get to play with. The game gets a lot better. It's a lot of fun, but it takes a while. Fortunately, that early game, the guns are good enough. They'll carry you, but you don't get a very large selection of guns starting out. This is the Gnosis area. Let's see. So you can see, got to carry certain level of gold. Wow. I didn't realize Gnosis 3 required only some gold and Witchfire. Witchfire is your souls. You can unlock, or you can pick up crystallized Witchfire, which is like finding souls in Dark Souls. The in-the-world souls that you can pop. But enemies will drop these, so you're usually always getting something or leveling something, so you don't always have to feel bad. But yeah, you see, this requires Gnosis 3, other things will require Gnosis 4. However, it does reward backtracking because in each area there are things that require higher and higher levels of Gnosis, so you have reasons to go back through old areas if you choose to. And it's not... The world isn't set up like Dark Souls, it's more like Dark Souls, or Demon Souls, where you drop into areas, which we'll go do now. Let's see. We'll clear out the starting area and let you see what's going on. Oh, there are also vaults. These are usually difficulty spike challenge areas. Gauntlets, limited time, harder enemies than you're used to, so on and so forth. Chances for, or a shot at, more Witchfire plus guaranteed gold. Gold is what you use to research things. And at first I didn't realize why gold was so important, because, there's not a lot of guns to research. Well, when you get to Gnosis 2, and I don't know when the next one is, but some higher level of Gnosis, you get the Mysterium, second and third Mysterium incantations, which are the crafting materials required to unlock your guns' next levels in minigames, and those are kind of expensive, and you have to buy a lot of them if you like playing with the guns in this game, which I do. So this is an easy area, meaning I'm going to get my shit pushed in. Let's see. Oh, I'll shut up too, so you can hear. Okay, these are manifestations. These are like the randomized builds you craft as you clear out areas on the map. And it's kind of annoying because my dude's not really a spellcaster, but as long as you have certain stuff equipped, it'll give you things according to your build. So this is the first map. The skulls are enemy placements or what have you. The stars or the pentagrams are curiosities, little things. Sometimes they're challenges, sometimes they're puzzles, whatever. Each map usually has something like this. This one's Flotsam Cove, but usually a map will have a certain area that's unique to it in which certain stuff can happen. Or optional challenges, maybe we'll do that. That one, even though this is a starting area, kind of fucks me up. In this map specifically, this is, I think, a dungeon, but you have to be Gnosis 4 to unlock it, so I don't know what that looks like. Shit. Okay, cool. Getting it. Okay, and you saw that, I'll do it again with the next dude. But if you look at my stamina bar, you'll see it's yellow. That's called having focus. When you dash, when you have focus, I think you have to be in a certain range, but a little thing will pop up. A little red and black orb will pop up around somebody. Oh shit, that's the obelisk. Okay. God damn it. Okay, this is a random field encounter. Damn it, I didn't even realize it was going on. God damn it. Okay, so now you see my stamina bar is gray. That means I've lost focus because I took damage and I can't do that thing, but now I have it back immediately. Okay, so... Oh wow, that was a fucking... I didn't mean to do that. That was good. So, but again, you saw when I dashed there, that red circle popped up around him. That's called a soul sigil, I think. So when you have focus, you dash near people, the soul sigil pops up. You shoot that thing, and you don't do damage, if I'm not mistaken, but you do stun. Which is cool, right? Because it encourages you to dash. And the ring I have right now, let's see, the fire ring, that gives me... yeah, 1.1 seconds of damage, fire damage when I dash. So everything usually encourages you to do everything else. Okay. So the obelisk, you get some witchfire, crystallized witchfire, so you don't lose it when you die. You can pop it whenever. Not bad. There are other ones like following spirits to go dig up corpses to get whatever. The aesthetic is not bad. I'm not huge into the Christian esotericism thing, and again, I don't think this game cares about it all that much. It's an aesthetic first. And I thought I was burnt out on it, but it really depends on, you know, how someone does things. Like, I thought I was burnt out on fantasy when I was a kid, and then I got into Dark Souls. Put a weird emphasis on that. Some games, or some media does aesthetics better than other media. This one does Christian esotericism in a fun way. And again, the gun selection is just tremendous. So you see there the Psychopomp, the ability I have unlocked for it. This is an semi-automatic shotgun. But you kill someone with your charged melee, you get... Hold up. You get part of your magazine recharged. I don't remember what the other... Oh, yeah. Second level, which is where I am right now... It stacking damage on enemies the more you shoot them. And it's interesting reading, because when I get into games, when a game hooks me like this, I get really into it. Which is, I guess, a pattern in my life. When I get into something, I get really, really into something. Tier lists. Everyone has different weapons they like and don't like. For some reason, people shit on the Psychopomp, but I found it to be really good for emergency slaughtering people. Because I have my dude is spec'd into melee just enough that I can be using my melee regularly. And with the consecutive damage thing, you can melt bosses. Maybe we'll get to see... No, he's not there. So sometimes each area has its own little set of field bosses. That one's a form, or one of the drowned captains. Anyway, the Psychopomp. A lot of people don't like it, but I do. And a sentiment you'll hear people echo when they play this game, or talk about this game, is none of the guns are bad. And I agree. Even the guns I don't like or need to use situationally are actually pretty good. There are also mushrooms. There are 6 mushrooms in the game, and you can eat all of them, but 3 of them will help you and 3 of them will harm you. And I had to memorize the guide, because they all look sort of similar. Like, this one looks just like a mushroom, but there's this one that looks like it has a black nipple on top of it. This top area is black. That's the good one. This is the bad one. There's also like a toadstool. The red one hurts you, the brown one helps you. Then there's one that looks like an obese woman's ass. The one that's white will help you, and the one that's freckled will harm you. It's a bunch of weird shit in this game that you can pay attention to or not. And that's one of the reasons I get obsessed with it. That's one of the sorts of things that makes me obsessed with a game, or anything, is lots of intricate shit to pay attention to. Fuck that up. So the duelist, the way the duelist works, I might have said it already, but... Okay. So you get a kill. Let's see. The barrel lights up. You aim, time slows down, you go into shooting from the hip mode, and you have to wait until you get the click, and then you get, if you get a critical hit after that, the moment that click happens, you get a little damage boost. A lot of people don't like this gun, but I like it quite a lot, because it reminds me of the Colt Navy, 1851 Navy, which I'm really considering getting into. I've been looking into black powder a lot lately, because it's relatively affordable, and I like fiddling with shit. I mean, why do I smoke a pipe instead of cigars or cigarettes? Aside from the fact pipe smoking is a dirt cheap nicotine intake method. It's something to fiddle with. I do like smoking my pipe. It pisses me off all the time. So many ways to do it better, but that's the thing. It's the misery and the... Well, it's miserable because it's never exactly as good as it could be, but the pleasure comes from knowing it could be better. So it's self-imposed misery, the self-imposed, self-reminded knowledge that things will never be as good as they could be, but there is that could be, and that's why you take the pain, because just the idea that it could be better is worth everything. Which is why this game is good, because I am not good at it. I haven't gotten hit or hurt much in this area, but again, this is a beginner area. And I stay here because it's a very consistent, sure way to level. You know, some games, your beginner areas, they phase you out. You're not supposed to go back. In Witchfire, it's perfectly okay to stay in the beginner area, if you so choose. You'll level pretty consistently. Am I going to have an existential crisis right now? I certainly hope not. I've been forcing myself to go into the second beginner area, but I still can't clear it totally. I have to run or to die and then run. Another thing that's cool about this game is the itinerant portals. So you need to find a portal out of the area to leave. Your beginner portal stays open, or your starter portal stays open only so long. So when that closes, you have to find another way out, another way to extract. There's some portals that are... what is it? Some portals that don't have anything special about them, they're just exit portals, but a lot of the time you have to go out, or you'll have to exit through an itinerant portal, which is a portal that occasionally spits out more enemies that are not connected to an area that will come hunt you down, which is a mechanic I like a lot. I mean, I've been playing Red Dead 2 a lot too, and I like having a high bounty in every state, because I like the emergent gunfights. They just kind of happen when you least expect them to. It's a lot of fun. And this game has its own version of that, in the itinerant portals and the hunters, which are the people, I don't know if you've seen them, or if we've seen any yet, but they're just normal enemies who have... what's it called? Shit above their heads. Yellow circles above their heads. I don't like swordsmen. Wow, that did a lot of damage, huh? Anyway, the portals, so you have to go out through the itinerant portal, which is the one that spawns enemies most of the time. Let's see if I can't get one of those sigil pops. Yeah, see, there you go. You shoot that thing, and then it stuns them. And the reason that's good, why you would waste ammo on that, is stunned enemies take more damage. And ammo economy is kind of important if you aren't spec'd into Arsenal. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, see, there he is. There's one of the hunters. So to escape, if you haven't cleared everything, not only will you have to run through areas upon areas of enemies, you'll also have to deal with the enemies guarding probably the itinerant portal. It's a lot of fun. I really like the way everything clicks in this game. It's still early access, but it's close to coming out of early access, at least it seems that way. Oh, bastard. Some bitch. There we go. Outlaw Josie Wales is free on YouTube right now, and I'm strongly considering watching it, even though I don't like Clint Eastwood very much. Fucking hack. Stinky. Let's see. Clint Eastwood turned himself... Clint Eastwood isn't even a person. He's like an idea for insubstantial Gen X men. And baby boomer men, too, I suppose. And millennial men and zoomer men. I don't like the good, the bad, and the ugly very much. These people are supposed to be spawning and they aren't, and I don't know what's going on, so we're just gonna bail. Because I gotta piss, too. I liked Tuco. That movie should have been all about Tuco. Nobody else should have been in it. I do not understand the appeal. God, that was such a long movie for no reason. And I like long movies. I like Apocalypse Now Redux. It's unfortunate that... and I like Unforgiven. Unforgiven is a really good Western, even though it's a Clint Eastwood movie. Like, Tombstone. Tombstone should have been the Doc Holliday movie. Or it should have just been Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer, because I don't... The brothers... The other brothers sucked. I didn't care about them. Django. Schultz That was the Schultz movie. Everybody talks about how cool Django is, but he's like a dog the entire movie. Do you like Django or do you like Schultz? I think Quentin Tarantino is extraordinarily racist, but in a very clever way. Sort of the way those NFTs were clever, if you're familiar with what all went on with that. Which we'll need to make a video about at some point. Now I feel bad for black people. There's really no winning if you're... Well, no, I don't want to get canceled. We're reviewing a video game. I think I've said everything that needs to be said about it. Let's see, am I missing anything? Your stats, workshop, Arcana, inventory. Yeah, you got it. Cool game, strongly recommend it. And maybe we'll do more reviews like this in the future, because I like, you know me, I like sitting down and just running my mouth.